guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here, and ultimately thank you so much for gracing your presence here on my channel. I truly appreciate you stopping by and choosing me to be your for today. Thank you so much. All right, let's get the ball going. So, too much independency will drive a man away. Let's talk about it. As women, our nature and how we grow up is to be more independent in our lives. And that's just something we learn because either we've grew up in a single parent home, or we grew up in a two-parent home but it was rocky, or it doesn't necessarily have to be problematic in order for me or for someone like me to come to this conclusion of independence. But most of the time it comes from a place of struggle to know, hey, like, I got it on my own, I did this to get here. You're gonna have to pave the way for yourself to do the same thing, and you can't rely on a man to do everything for you. Now, in today's society, we see more often than none that women are, being more dependent on men, but confusing it with independence by just saying, give me your money, I'll give you this in return, and then I'm gonna kick you to the side. So that's another topic to touch on, because that's draining our culture. In a sense, it's part of culture, but it's draining our culture and our men and women, and that can be another part of dependency or independency as well, just depending on how you look at it. But most of the time, as women, we're growing up and seeing our moms take on this world by themselves. Even if they're sharing a household with another partner, we're seeing them from time and time again conquer things independently. And so we look at the people before us, or the women before us, and we say, hey, if she did it like this, I need to do the same in order to reach that same amount of success. Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, it's okay to be independent. I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying that too much independency where you feel like you don't need a man to do anything for you will kind of put a damper not just on their ego, but on the relationship itself, because now you're doing everything solely by yourself and you're acting as if you don't need a man, so why is he there? And that goes the same for as a male or dominant figure in your relationship. If you don't necessarily depend on them for anything, not even the love that they can give you, then why are they there? What purpose do they serve? And do you even care about them enough to let them do things for you, even if it's the simplest thing? So when we talk about that in retrospect, we're basically saying that, men out here are not supposed to be these providers. They're not supposed to take on these dominant roles. Women are just supposed to stand tall in their beliefs and walk on their own 2 feet and pave their own way, which is fine and dandy. But when the roles are flipped, especially nowadays, how women are the providers, women are the caretakers, the nurturers, and the bill payers, and the love makers, and the therapists, and the list goes on and on and on, it makes sense to why we have came to this point of independence and need less and less of a man. But when do we stop and think and we say, hey, I may not need a man to do all of these things that I can do for myself, but at some point, do I want this male dominant figure in my life to provide some sort of certainty, some sort of security, some sort of safety net, some sort of even nurturing nature? When do we want that from our men? When do we want that from our male dominant figures? And I have to be versatile when I use the word male, because anybody can take on this role. So when you stop and think, well, what do I actually want in my relationship and want from my partner? That's when you realize you don't have to do everything by yourself. Even carrying the world on your shoulders may seem seamless, may seem like you're doing it well. At the same time, the world is still heavy. The plates and the groceries that you carry more oftentimes than none by yourself is still heavy. Your problems, your intuition, even what goes through your mind on a day-to-day basis is heavy. So why not let somebody step in every now and then and pay for that coffee, or pay for that meal, or even buy you something sweet or thoughtful every now and then, instead of saying, nope, I got it, nope, don't worry, I got it. Men know you can do it. That's why they're attracted to you. But when we become so, sorry, this lip gloss is popping, okay, it's popping so much that I'm just spilling over in juiciness. And if you want to know where you can find this gloss, excuse me, On the Rocks is the name of it, and you can find it only at jfinessbeauty.com. So go check it out, and I'll continue. So yes, men are attracted essentially to all of those things, but it's when we understand our purpose and when we become this woman that we're meant to be, that we can realize and acknowledge what a man's purpose also in this world is supposed to be to us, for him, for your children, and for, people around you. So it's not to say that, you can't be a provider as a woman, but when do women can just be women again? It's funny because it's hard to just be a woman sometimes, it's hard to be spoiled without wanting to spoil ourselves first, because we're so filled with abundance, or we've dealt with so many boys in our life that it's hard for a man to really step up and prove to us that he can be all of those things that we are for ourselves. But sometimes, ladies, you gotta break the barrier off your shoulder, okay? You gotta dust some of that stuff off. Dust that hard cover body essence off and say, you know what? If you can attract me in the way that I am attracted to myself, and that I am attracted to the, not necessarily material things, but the idealistic things that I want from out of life, and you can bring that to the table, okay, maybe we can eat together. Maybe we can grow together. Maybe we can live happily ever after. In this sense of vulnerability, in this sense of compatibility, and just compromise. And we never want to run our loved ones away, even if it means that sometimes we have to gotta give them something to make them feel more dominant in the relationship. Whether it's let them planning a trip, let them initiating something, let them even complimenting you before you say, how do I look? Letting them take that role of a man, because yes, it does hurt their ego. It's like, dang, I would love to take care of her, I would love to spoil her, I'm sure she can do it herself, but I'm sure doing it herself is a lot of work, and your shoulders are gonna get tired, and when you're bent out of shape and you're broken down, then you're gonna start complaining of, I don't have any help, there's nobody here to comfort me. A $100 bill can only go so far. Hello. So when we get so stuck in our ways, women, we forget that we are just as vulnerable as that next person that's looking for love. And we don't have to be so hard and so tough with our situations and with our intuition and with our love, because sometimes that spills over into your offspring. You know, when you're being this representation for all, as far as in being the man and the woman, it kind of confuses, well, which one are you, or which role do you play? And I'm not saying that women can't do it. Again, if that's the only thing you're taking from this message, then maybe we need to go a little bit further. Yes, single moms and single parents have the ability of and strength of a male dominant figure. But, however, instead of being so aggressive to this type of role that you are taking on, know, you don't have to do, but know and acknowledge and represent yourself in a way that still has that woman essence feel of, yes, I can do it, but hey, I am tired of just doing it by myself. Okay, so whenever you have the chance, or whenever you have the ability, or when love presents itself, true and real authentic love presents itself in front of you, give your heart a break. Give your mind rest. Let it rest. Relax your shoulders. Get a massage. You know, ease up just a little bit, because you are doing a lot. And I notice it. I acknowledge it. I represent it. But if I want love like how I know you do, and if I want somebody to caress my thoughts, to hold my heart, and to love me fully, and to express me and give me the same gratitude that I give myself and I can give other people, I definitely would want that in a partner. And maybe not seek in a partner, because we all seek different things in a partner, and we all seek different partners, but definitely something I want to obtain. And when I see that in someone, that person may be your deal breaker. That person may father your kids, whether it's their kids or not. That person may say, hey babe, go get a massage today. I got it. Hey babe, I see you've been working hard. I know you're a go-getter, but what bill you don't feel like paying this month? Hello, somebody tell me that. You know, so when we look at love in the face, honor it, protect it, and give it value, because it's not all the time that we see real authentic love, genuine love in dominant figures. It's like we have to knock down a couple walls just to get it out of them, or just to get it out of this person, or even to get it out of ourselves. So I'm here to tell you, start working on yourself, developing that mentality that when you're tired, go lay down. When somebody is offering, accept with gratitude. Of course, the lines cannot be blurred. Hello, I'm not just accepting just to be accepted. But when someone is saying, I just want you to be a woman, do what you do, but let's do it together, so that I don't feel alone when loving you. Speak, Janae. So I don't feel alone when loving you. So I'm not in the deep pit by myself of struggle, of shipwreck, of grief, of loss and hurt and disheartening thoughts, because my partner does not need me, does not want me. She don't need me for anything, but it doesn't even seem like she wants me either. And that can stir up so many different problems in a relationship. When you don't give it gratitude, when you don't show appreciation for whom has taken over. You let God be the head of your life. And to some, God is a man. So, hello. Let a physical presence step into your life and be that dominant representation of whom you believe in, whom you give your favor to. Am I speaking? Because you represent the opposite side, but still having that fluorescent, that flow of a woman. So be a woman, be a strong woman, be tall in your decisions, be a decision maker, be a prominent love giver. But when it's time to let God step in and he says you need help, when it's time for love to step in and it says I got your back, when it's time for someone of your liking nature to step in and tell you to relax, baby, don't worry, because you're all mine. Hello? Are we speaking? You better believe it and accept it and appreciate it and walk in faith, show gratitude for it. I want to scream to the mountains, because you deserve the love that you give to yourself. You deserve the love that you give to others. And you deserve to relax every now and then from the love, from the abundance that you carry on your shoulders. So, I hope we learned something today. I hope I got it out of you. You know, I got something out of you. You know, it's hard talking to women. It's hard talking to y'all. But hey, sometimes I have to remind myself, you know, and I'll get into another topic later that I think you guys will really enjoy when it comes to independency and being in a relationship with two dominant figures, which one submits and how. Hello, that's another one. But for the most part, just getting you this idea of, no, I don't have to be alone. I don't have to fight alone. I don't have to love alone. Love my children. Love my adventures. Love my business endeavors alone. Love God alone. Love my faith alone. Love my spirituality alone. Love my money alone. Okay? I just want to get that in you, to just instill a little bit of that in you, to let you know that it's okay. But honey, you are not alone. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This video, I really wanted to just speak to you guys. I felt it so passionately and so wholeheartedly on my heart and on my spirit, because I see it from time to time where women just feel like, I don't need someone else to make me happy. And although that is true, you carry more problems by yourself than just to let somebody in and say, I got your back, just for now, or you know, however long you let them stay in your life. So I want to build a foundation for women to say and to acknowledge what they're doing and the damage and the psychological curse that they're causing on themselves, because they take this role and they extend it for miles, and before you know it, 40 years later, 60 years later, 100+ years later, if you're still living at that time, you have nobody by your side to share the life that you've given to yourself with. You have nobody to, you know, bask in the present, bask in the sun, to experience or even to thrive with, you know. So I just want to be that reminder, that short reminder to you that it's okay. I know you can do it by yourself, and I know you are strongly independent, but sometimes a little too much independency can run the right person away. Alright guys, thanks so much again for watching. I hope you stick around for more. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I would love to see your beautiful face back here again, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, peace out.